It's the next morning, and I spent most of yesterday evening pretty much in the bed. I ordered some food out because I was just mentally exhausted and drained, totally off of my regimen that I had planned to do as far as the exercise. I had my timeline all straight. Um, Bought this focus planner that I just absolutely love the program. Well, I'm having issues are the things that come in between that you cannot plan. And mental exhaustion leads to physical exhaustion, emotional exhaustion. And I'm just tired. I've been fighting a headache for like the last 3 days. And I know something is out of balance. Even when I'm physically tired, my mind is constantly going, and I call myself coming home to rest, and now I'm trying to make myself get up because I still need to get up and check on the office. That's the part about entrepreneurship, is that you got to be consistent even when, you know, you don't feel like it, when you don't feel like it. And so I'm trying to motivate myself in the business. A lot of things that I'm trying to get in place, a lot of things that I'm learning myself. And so it's just compiling along with all the everyday things that come in your life that you can't plan, especially as a caregiver. So last night while I was resting, I had a text message that led to a phone call and was concerning my dad. My dad is in his 80s. My son lives with him. But pretty much my dad is that type of person. He's very hard to live with. And we're seeing some signs, which we had been signs of possible, it's probably a lot to do with age as well, but maybe some dementia that's going on there. But he's very hard to deal with. He's not very cooperative, and we want to give him his independence as much as possible. But it's just getting to the place to where he's needing assistance. He's needing someone there with him, but he's combative to the point to where he's not going to cooperate because he's fighting for his independence. He's fighting to, I guess, to continue to make choices for himself. But like we could tell, he's losing weight. He won't go live with my sister. He won't come live with me. I have so many in my family, I can't go live there. And then when you live, if you go there, dad is from the old school that if it's his house, you come in and you line up with all his rules, even to the point of when he feels like you need to go to bed as a 50-year-old, you need to go to bed when he tells you to. So he just has that personality. He's hard to communicate with. He's hard to please. And so we're trying to figure out the best way to take care of dad. He went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, you either need to live with your daughters or you need to go into an assisted living facility. And he was pretty much like, he heard what the doctor's saying, but nobody's going to tell him what to do or how to do it. And just the weight of things that is beyond my control, things that you can't fix. And so they're just compiling on me. I'm wanting to do the business. I know I'm called to ministry. I have my own personal life issues that I'm dealing with and healing with, trying to live your day-to-day routine. Found out yesterday one of my children have COVID. So it's like it's compiling and it doesn't stop. So how do you plan for those things that you can't plan? How do you bounce back? And so those are some of the things that I'm juggling and thinking about this morning, man. It's not all cheesy pleasy. Even when you're in Christ, I'm leaning in and I'm needing that next level of grace because grace is sufficient. But it's like, wow. So sometimes I find myself getting overwhelmed and I start ignoring stuff and start letting things drop. But we can't do that. We can't do that. So I'm going to get up and get myself together and head to the office, do what I need to do around here and motivate myself. This is when you're building yourself up in your most holiest faith, because people don't see the behind the scene things. I can give you a quote and whatever with the scripture and encourage you, but I'm building myself up in my most holiest faith. I've been in the bed since yesterday. So, and it's maybe about 8 in the morning. I've gotten up a couple times. But just building myself up my most holiest faith. These are behind the scenes. All right. Okay, so I got up and decided, made the executive decision that I won't be going into the office today. And I think that was probably a pretty good decision to make, because I'm pushing and pushing and trying to push through mental and emotional exhaustion. And I got up and I kind of looked around my house and I'm like, oh my God. You know how they say when a person, you can tell what's going on in a person's mind or in their life and their spirit, because they're surrounded by clutter and things that are left undone. And that lets you know how out of balance I have been, simply because I'm not a person. I don't like a lot of stuff. I just don't like stuff junked up. And I like things neat and in order. In fact, I really love to decorate. So, but I can't see that anywhere. I can't see that anywhere. So what I find that I do is that when I get overwhelmed, I start letting stuff drop. And so it's either I'm gonna have my, be dressed nice when I get ready to go to work, but then I'm dropping something else, or I'm gonna go to work every day, but then I'm not cooking when I get home and I'm eating out more. Or if I decide to cook and prepare my food, and then something else is falling down. But anyway, I'm looking around my house and I'm like, oh my God, this is so unlike you. I'm watching a video that decided to take the time to go back through to see the different videos that I did in the past when I started the journey. I just started before. I didn't really have no method or anything, just had these things. I was going to work out physically. I was going to just all these different things, even down to my lock journey. And I was listening to the video, and in fact, some of the same emotions and feelings that I'm having now, I was expressing then on how I deal with stuff. And I'm like, man, I thought I had grown. I am still hitting some of those emotional brick walls when I get overwhelmed. And I'm like, no, I got to stop this. And so this was like 4 years ago when I was looking at this particular video, the day that I started my lock journey, or when I was getting ready to start the lock journey, why I started the lock journey, and just going back, listening to what was going on with me on those particular days. And I'm like, whoa, it's been almost 4 years, and some ways I'm still exactly the same. But anyway, I decided not to go to work today. I'm looking through some things, need to really get my house in order, because when you clean up around your space, it helps with clarity. And so I'm looking at my vision board, and I did this vision board, when was it? End of December, the beginning of January. And I was like, go back and look at some of the stuff that you had planned for this week, and kind of maybe, redirect yourself, start pulling some things out. So, but anyway, I got my vision board, about value, man, value. I keep forgetting about self-value, just, and to put my energy and strength in things that I value. I've gotten off of that. I've lost focus. So I'm needing to get refocused about some things. I turned 50. Birthday was amazing. My daughter paid for me to come out. My sister went with me to come out, to go out to California. I was exhausted, but I loved it because my children went above and beyond for my birthday. I had heard about the family vacation, us going to Myrtle Beach. I decided to do Myrtle Beach on Mother's Day because I wanted to be a time of celebration, not so much for mourning for me, because my mother is no longer with us, and just kind of get depressing, and I want to have something to look forward to. So me and my whole family, including my dad, went to Myrtle Beach for Mother's Day, and I got a condo. It was a 4-bedroom condo, and we all stayed there. My sisters went. All of my children were there, with the exception of Nicholas. But we spent 5 days there, and that was when we were able to really see that we need to get my dad some help. We could see some dementia there. Hold on, got a phone call. Okay, just got a phone call, which can explain the reason why I've been so heavy and grieving all week long, just wailing all week long. I went back in one of my videos, and in that video, it was just, I was going through the same thing. Like I felt heavy. I just was spending time grieving, weeping, wailing, and I had no idea why. And at that time, when I look back on it now, it's like the Lord was letting me know beforehand, or it was grieving within me beforehand. My mom was terminally ill and she was getting ready to pass. So I've been like that all week. And I get this phone call right when I'm trying to motivate myself, build myself up in my most holiest faith, that, trying to go back and trying to find out, okay, to reevaluate myself. What do I need to do to get over this hump? Because I'm like, I don't deal with depression. So, and I'm not going to deal with it. But I'm like, what the world, is going on with me? And I get this phone call that my great aunt has passed away, which is also my godmother. She had been sick for a while. She had had a stroke, and then due to COVID, she had been in the hospital for a few weeks and nobody could go see her. They put her in a rehab center and it's the same thing. So, get the phone call about my dad. And then I just, I guess it makes sense why I'm feeling the way I am, because I'm more in tune. Usually I can feel things in the spirit, or prophetically God would give me an inkling or a glimpse of things, but I could not detect what was going on. And so that kind of gave me a blow, but it makes sense now. And then I felt it was a blow, but then I felt a release. So son got COVID, dealing with issues with my dad, need to make some final decisions. My aunt just passed away, dealing with issues in my business, trying to get my health straight. I got a whole lot going on. And then also answering a call to the ministry, confronting, acknowledging that, and then making the steps necessary as the Lord has put in my heart and purpose for me to do. Even doing these videos that I started doing years ago, I had no idea why I was doing them. But I need to make those steps of faith, and I'm moving in obedience. I'm being consistent with that. But that's what's going on. Again, like I said, everything is not cheesy pleasy. But I think that's enough, because I got several videos that I probably need to combine together. I don't want to make them too long, but here we go. Grace.